In Indian polity, we are going to discuss about Article 35. So, this is the last article from part 3. Okay, so that is the fundamental rights. Okay, so affecting certain fundamental rights. So, to give effect to certain specified fundamental rights, so the entire responsibility or entire power is in the hands of Parliament. Okay, so state or central government can give effect to the fundamental rights, okay, but there are some specified fundamental rights so which have the power to involved by the parliament only. Okay, so it means the parliament have the power to make laws regarding specified fundamental rights. So the entire power is in the hands of parliament, not by the state legislature. Okay, so the entire power is in the hands of parliament, it means the central government. So why? Because so there are so many states, right? So each state has their unique features, each state has their socio-economical and cultural relations. Okay, so that's why each state has their unique features. That's why the parliament taken decision to create and to give effect to the certain specified fundamental rights. Okay, so for the main thing is uniformity. Okay, uniform conditions, uniform features. Okay, so because the uniform maintaining of the uniformity regarding the laws. Okay, for example, punishment for their violation or nature of the fundamental rights. Okay, it means to give effect to specified fundamental rights, we have to maintain some uniformity among the fundamental rights, and even punishment also same. Okay, so there is no difference between the state legislatures. Okay, so that's why the parliament has taken decision to create or to make laws regarding some specified fundamental rights. So first one is the parliament shall have the power to make laws. So article 16 clause 3. Okay, so here the prescribing residence. Okay, so prescribing residence as a condition for certain public employments and appointments in state, union territory and local government. Okay, so some appointments or some employments which are under the state or union territory or local authority. Okay, so there are some conditions regarding residence. Okay, so if anyone wants to get a job, so he should have the residency certificate. Okay, so this is mandatory. So at present this is in force in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana only. Okay, so according to article 16 clause 3, so a person should have the certificate regarding his residence. Okay, because prescribing residence as a condition for certain employments. Okay, so that's why the parliament has the power to create or make any law regarding the residence as a condition. Okay, so it means it can abolish or it can add some other states into this condition. Okay, so the entire power is in the hands of parliament, not in the state legislatures. Next important article is article 32 clause 3. Okay, so according to article 32 clause 3, so parliament has the power to empower any court other than the supreme court or high court, because supreme court and high court have the powers regarding the writ powers, right? So that's why other than the supreme court or high court, remaining courts. Okay, we are talking about remaining courts, it means district courts. Okay, so parliament has the power to give power to issue the directions, orders and writs. Okay, so for the enforcement of the fundamental rights, so the entire power of the enforcement of the fundamental rights was given to the supreme court and high court. Okay, so according to article 32, the entire writ power is given to the supreme court, and according to article 226, the entire writ power, it means giving directions, giving orders, giving writs to the enforcement of the fundamental rights, is given to the high courts, right? So other than the supreme court and high court, there are so many remaining lower courts are there according to the district courts. Okay, it means the parliament has the power to give the power to issue the directions, orders, writs, etc. to the for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. It means at any time, at any instance, the parliament has the power to give directions and order writ power to the any court. Okay, so according to article 32 clause 3. Even the parliament has the power to make laws regarding the directions or orders writ power to any lower court. Next, third one is article 33, that is a restriction of the application of fundamental rights to armed forces. Okay, it means the fundamental rights, especially fundamental rights, are not available to the armed forces. Yes or no? Because armed forces are some maintaining some secrecy among the people. That's why. So the fundamental rights were restricted to the armed forces. So that's why whenever there is a need to make any law regarding the application of the fundamental to the armed forces, so the entire power is in the hands of parliament, not in the state legislature. Okay, so according to article 33, so parliament has the power to make any law regarding the armed forces fundamental rights. Okay, next important article is article 34, that is compensation. Regarding compensation for the any government servant or any other person during the martial law operation, okay, in any area. So we already discussed about article 34 in the previous class, that is martial and fundamental rights. Okay, so during martial law, so in any area there may be a need to give a compensation to a government servant or any other person which was act was done by him. So the regarding the compensation is decided by the parliament. Okay, so the parliament have the power to decide the condition of the compensation to a government servant or any other person during the martial law operation in any area. Okay, so regarding this issue also, the entire power is in the hands of parliament. So according to the parliament laws or according to the parliament's opinion, so the compensation will be given to a particular government servant during the martial law. Okay, so it means the entire power of the article 34 is in the hands of parliament. Okay, okay, so we seen some important articles which are related to the parliament only. Okay, so in the same way, parliament shall have the power to make laws for prescribing punishment for those offenses also. Okay, it means if any offense is going in the state or something, so the parliament has the power to make laws regarding the punishment, not only for the laws but also the laws which are related to the punishment for those offenses under the fundamental rights. Okay, so that is article 17, that is related to the untouchability. Okay, next important article, article 23, that is traffic in human beings and forceful labor. Okay, so according to two articles, article 17 and 23, so there is a uniformity in punishment. It means regarding punishment also there are some laws. Okay, so the entire responsibility to make such laws is in the hands of parliament. So, the parliament shall make laws for prescribing punishment for above acts. Okay, so after commencement of the constitution. Okay, so after commencement of the constitution, so the parliament made some laws for the prescribing punishment for the offenses. Okay, so this is the obligatory or compulsory. Okay, so each and every state, each and every person has to obey from above laws which are made by the parliament, because the entire power is given to the parliament. That's why if any law which was made by the parliament, we should follow that, because these are the compulsory and obligatory. So any law is in force at the commencement of the any law is in the force of the at the commencement of the constitution. So with respect to above matters like article 16(3), article 32(3), article 33, article 34, article 17, article 23, so they are continue in force until altered or repealed or amended by the parliament. So until they are repealed or amended by the parliament, they are in the force. Okay, so there are no restrictions on the laws which are made by the parliament until they are repealed by the parliament itself. Okay, so for example, any law which is in the state list, for example, okay, but the parliament has the power to involve in such laws, and the parliament has the power to make laws regarding that particular matter, but the matter is in the state list, even though so that matter falls within the sphere of the parliament. Okay, so even that particular matter is in the state list, even that particular matter falls within the sphere of the state legislature, but the parliament has the power to make laws regarding the matter which is in the state list matter. Okay, so it means the parliament can make any law, the parliament can make any law regarding any matter which is in the state list or something. Okay,